Although Negan's kill total in Dead City has been surprisingly low given his violent past throughout The Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure he will murder one character before the conclusion of Season 2. At the end of Dead City Season 1, the villains were able to blackmail Negan into working for them, and he gave himself up to the Dama and Croat in return for Herschel. The former leader of the Saviors was consequently compelled to cooperate with their plans and assigned the responsibility of bringing Manhattan's factions together to combat New Babylon, although his efforts were not entirely successful. Even though they had a rough start, Negan and Christos appeared to be on the verge of reaching a consensus before the Croat showed up. The Croat used gas to kill Christos and his men instead of forming an alliance as the Dama had ordered. He congratulated himself for not killing the women and children as well, as if that were some sort of comfort. Negan's animosity toward the Croat was heightened when he realized that these defenseless survivors were now without anyone to protect them in addition to being left without any actual supplies. Negan therefore seems certain to finally bring the Croat to justice in order to exact revenge on everyone he has wronged, and his plan already seems to be in motion. The Dama appeared to die as a result of the villains' tension reaching a boiling point after they had turned the Dama and the Croat against one another. Negan will undoubtedly be merely waiting for the ideal moment to stab his adversary in the back, even though he will most likely play the part of the Croat's right-hand man and continue to influence him for the rest of Season 2. Taking down the Croat will undoubtedly be Negan's top priority, especially since the antagonist has irritated him for the majority of the season. He may also focus on Bruegel and the other villains that are still present in Dead City. Although the Croat may still think he and Negan are friends, the two are definitely not, so the former savior is probably living on borrowed time. Even though the Croat was first shown to the public in Dead City Season 1, he has actually existed for a lot longer, so his confrontation with Negan was inevitable. Much of the history of the Saviors was unknown prior to their encounters with Alexandria and its affiliated communities, but Dead City verified that the Croat had once played a significant role in the group. The Croat was employed by Negan as an interrogation specialist, but as his behavior grew more bizarre, the leader was forced to kill his devoted disciple. Unfortunately for Negan, he missed his shot and instead struck the Croat's ear, allowing him to get away. The Croat doesn't appear to harbor many resentments in Dead City despite having to leave Sanctuary, but Negan still obviously harbors resentment toward his erstwhile comrade. Being around the Croat has only increased this contempt because the villain hasn't changed and is still just as vicious as he was all those years ago. Since the Saviors fought Rick only a few years after the outbreak, it can be assumed that these two have known each other since the beginning of Dead City Season 2, which takes place nearly 20 years after the end of the world. As a result, it has taken Negan a long time to kill the Croat, and it might end up being his most satisfying kill during his tenure on The Walking Dead.